right, guys, I've been asked this question repeatedly by you guys. I told you I read the comments. Sometimes you think I'm joking about that. I read them all. But I have been asked by many of you, what does Dricus's coach do now? And many of you have also shared your opinion. When you've asked me the question, you've also shared your opinion. I've kind of based this down. Okay, what does Dricus's coach do now? In a couple of categories. He sends Dricus out. Hey, we don't have it right here in our gym. We don't have these answers, but they do exist, and I'm going to send you to where they are. University of Iowa comes to mind. University of Iowa has offered to host Dricus for 2 weeks and let him be part of their room and their training. Okay. There's one idea. Or the other is bring somebody in. Right? And again, we could probably turn right back to Iowa, grab Marinelli, get him on a plane, have him go and work with Dricus. But you still have, do you send him out? Do you bring somebody in? You still do. You must come to the conclusion of, we don't have the answers right now. And this is very normal, by the way. That's not an insult. I came through that at Team Quest. We brought in John Lewis and we brought in John Hackelman. And this is what we had to do. We didn't have the answers. We had the work ethic and we had the bodies. We had the dream. But we didn't have the skills that were needed in this sport. So there's no type of an insult there. I have a concern with it. And Daniel Cormier went through this with Big Mouth. All right. Kevin Holland was giving up a lot of takedowns. And so Kevin Holland went out to San Jose, the AKA, and specifically found Daniel Cormier. How do I solve this problem? Now, I had a very different opinion of Kevin Holland getting taken down. I watched all of those fights, and Kevin cooperated with every takedown. He did not offer a resistance. Kevin Holland was so proud of his jiu-jitsu skills and his jiu-jitsu black belt that he wanted to put them on display. He wanted to be on bottom. Now, I don't know that he knew this. I think this was more subconscious. But either way, I watched the fights. I watched the takedowns that he had given up to this point. And I am very accurate when I tell you he did not offer the resistance. There was part of him that liked the idea of going down to the ground and being in his guard. So the best way, okay, to not get taken down, it's not what you think. There's a double leg here. There's only one attack by Chimaev, and the setup is the exact same. So now you got two options. I can stop the attack or I can prevent the setup. Have you ever thought of it like that? Everybody has a setup to accommodate. Every fighter in the world, nobody comes out and goes right into their attack. They set it up. Maybe it's a jab as a boxer. Maybe it's a double jab. Maybe it's a jab to a slip. And then that's when you start ripping the body. But nobody comes out. And I don't know why. I'm just stating a fact for you. Let's say a guy wants to be a body puncher in boxing. He will not just come out, dip, and hit you in the body. Even though that's the attack he wants. He will not. Nobody. No amateur, no pro, no first-day guy, no 30-year veteran. They will set it up. So even though all he needs to do is dip and let that punch go, he won't do it. He won't do it. So you can identify the setup and you can just stop him right there. Chimaev did not just come out and shoot double legs. Go back and watch it again. He shot 14 double legs. He got 3 of them. He got stuffed on 3 of them. And he did the exact same setup every time. So you could, in theory, identify the setup and stop him right there. He will not go on to the double leg until the setup succeeds. He's looking for something specifically. Now, the reality, even though he did one setup in Saturday's fight, 14 times, he most likely has 3. The greats have 3 and they have no more than 3. They will spend their life on 3 things to make sure they can do one of those 3 things to anybody. The guys that aren't great will go out and learn 1,000 different things and they'll practice them all 2 or 3 times. The greats will learn 3 things and practice them thousands of times. And it's a significant difference. And I only bring it to you as you could Just learn to stop his setups and never have to deal with the double leg. Or option two, logically, is you're going to deal with the double leg, which consists of a sprawl, consists with a straight arm on the head, and it consists with never conceding the ground. The guys that can get up from the bottom will use the ground as a springboard. When you hit that UFC canvas, it makes a sound. When you hit the canvas, okay, you must learn and convince yourself that is a trigger. Boom, boom, that trigger goes off, boom, meaning you hit the canvas, you come right back up. You use it like a springboard. He knocks you over and you literally are bouncing off the canvas. It's a straight arm to the side of his head and you bounce off the canvas. You don't have to get him off your legs. You have to get him off your shorts. Chimaev, St. Pierre, Randy Couture, anyone else you could ever think of. Weidman, Cormier, the great wrestlers from our sport, all had to wrestle to the fabric. They got to wrestle to the fabric. If their opponent is dumb enough to wear a knee sleeve, he just helped them. If their opponent knows this so little that they tape their ankles, he just helped them. You just gave him two more options to attack. But you have to wrestle to the fabric. So at DDP's standpoint, he doesn't have to keep him off his legs. He's got to keep him off his shorts. And I'm sharing that with you because you can either pull a guy up, now he's around your body, or you can push a guy down. Now he's at your knee and below. Either way, you are out of danger. And so the answer is generally going to be to go work on that. To go work on these two techniques that Chael, a lifetime wrestler, just made sound so simple. Wrong. You got it wrong. And my feeling is that's exactly what he will go work on. And people that don't know wrestling, don't know how to solve wrestling, they think the answer is to go wrestle. I get where that would make a level of sense. I'm just here to share with you, you're wrong. The absolute best way to learn how to not be taken down is to take him down. If you spend all your time in practice and you never learn to stop a double leg, not one leg at a time, but you learn to attack double legs. If you don't want Chimaev shooting on you, go shoot on him. There's certain rules in fighting. They're pieces of psychology. It's much like when you flinch at somebody and they react. There's things that humans are going to do, and we don't have to wonder, well, will this guy do it, or will this guy do it, or does this guy have the experience? All will do it. If you hit them in the body, they will lower their hands, which opens their head. If you hit them in the head, they will raise their hands, which open the body. It doesn't matter if you're experienced or it's your first day. There's certain things that everybody will do. And when it comes from this standpoint, one thing that a guy will stop doing is whatever you do back to him. If a guy pokes you in the eye, if you poke him back, he won't poke you again. Now, it doesn't have to be a dirty thing, but a guy kicks you in the nuts. If you kick him back in the nuts, he won't kick you again. But it doesn't have to be a dirty thing. You will have boxers that will taunt you with a jab. They'll even do it with a rhythm. They'll make a sound. They'll make a certain face. They will taunt you with a jab. Taunt them. Make that sound, use that rhythm, and hit them back with a jab. They will stop jabbing you. But it's not any different with wrestlers. If you don't want him to try to take you down, all you need to do is try to take him down. You don't have to succeed. But wrestling is very much a dance in that somebody leads. Both guys can't go at the same time. There is a clear offense and a clear defense at all times. So the best way, if you're training Dricus or anybody else and you're worried about the takedown, you've got to train him to go out there and get takedowns. If he can't get a takedown, he needs to do the next best thing, which is offer a takedown, offer the threat of a takedown. You cannot do both in that sport. They've come up with a term in wrestling, it's called counter offense. There's no such thing. And that term did not exist 15 years ago. That is a brand new, made-up term. There is no counter offense. After you counter, you may then go on the offense. And I'm only sharing this with you. If you got a guy that's trying to take you down and you don't want him on the offense, you don't want him trying takedowns, all you have to do is try and take him down.